Hello, welcome to a new series I'm doing called Drawing My Dreams, where I explain and draw in the background various dreams I had. Since it's Halloween today, I'll start the series off with a nightmare I experienced recently. For context, for the past 2 days before this nightmare, I had been having a strange sleeping schedule. Every night I'll go to sleep at an earlier time, from 3 to 2 to 1, and each night I will not be able to sleep, and the night would pass on until it hit day, and I would feel tired in the morning, even though in the night, for some reason, not sleeping didn't faze me that much. I wasn't exactly uncomfortable, I just couldn't sleep. And so on the day this nightmare occurred, it was one of those nights. But this time, at the time I was supposed to wake up, I was supposed to go to one of my university classes, but I just skipped it so I could finally get some rest. And what occurred because of that was an almost fever-like dream. The dream started very bizarrely. It started with a random person, presumably a professional. The professional told me I caught a mental disorder called metrovania. And basically, what the gist of it is the whole world was to seem fake, almost like disassociating. After that, this professional led me down a gigantic staircase, where they led me into a dark, decrepit basement, where they told me to find something. I recall being very confused on what they were trying to ask me to find, but for some reason going down the staircase anyways, almost as if I had to go and I had no choice. When I got to the basement, there was nothing out of the ordinary about it at first. But then I noticed eyes staring at me. And then I noticed the whole figure. It was two mannequins, holding hands, staring at me, shaped as if they were my mother and father. I thought this was creepy at first, but for some reason I just kept going like I didn't see it, looking for this unknown thing. But that's when I noticed they weren't just mannequins. Their bodies started to slowly move and creep towards me. I don't know what they wanted, but they started moving faster and faster. And when I tried to leave the basement, I couldn't. When I looked towards the stairs, I was disoriented. And when I finally figured out which side they were on, I noticed they were more gigantic than before. They were basically infinite this time, and there's no leaving this place. I tried to run away, but the figures just kept chasing me. Their eyes stared blankly at me as they tried to grab me, pull me, and keep me in the basement. To no avail, as every time they would try, their hands would slip right through me. However, eventually I guess it worked. I felt so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do, so I closed my eyes and hoped for them to stop. When I opened my eyes, I was teleported into a hotel bed. A bed and a place I had never seen before, with the professional from before talking to me again. They again encouraged me to go back into the basement, and I listened to them. Again, like the previous time, with an off feeling in my gut, I went back into the basement. This time, I noticed not only one, but multiple sets of mannequin-like figures, almost strategically placed all over the basement. I remember the feeling of dread when noticing this, the off feeling in my stomach turning to pure fear and adrenaline as I tried to maneuver past these mannequins like a video game, as they slowly creeped around the basement, looking for me. I could feel their anger, for some reason directed at me. And as I walked past them, for some reason, I could see them, and they couldn't see me. In fact, at one point, I walked right in front of one, them staring directly at me. Their eyes, more cold and dead than before, staring deep into my soul, but not moving, not an inch. But that's when I realized it was over. Every mannequin in the distance started running towards me, speeds I couldn't keep up with. They had me cornered from every side. They would keep lunging themselves at me, to no avail. Their hands just kept going through me. The dizzying motion of trying to keep up with these mannequins as they lunged at me at super speeds and went through me and trying to determine their next location, as if this time I was lucky that they didn't hit me, but next time they would get me. Until I eventually got overwhelmed and appeared back on that strange bed with that strange professional. This cycle of going downstairs and then teleporting back to the bed and seeing the professional repeated multiple times. With each cycle, the world felt more fake, like I wasn't the one experiencing this, and this was all a dream. This partially could have been due to the fact that I was going lucid, but I never quite reached there, and this off feeling in my stomach stayed throughout the entire dream. I remember the last feeling in the dream before the cycle ended was me feeling like this disorientation and fakeness of the world around me would never quite go away, and I'd have to live with it forever and ever. And what if everyone in the world around me was trying to kill me like those mannequins were, including the professional I was talking to? That's why he was leading me to the basement. That was the end of the dream. I woke up after that, feeling dizzy and a little nauseous. In this illustration, I tried to portray the pure chaos, terror, and darkness that I felt in that dream. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like and comment if you want more of this type of content, or if you want your dreams to be drawn. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a happy Halloween, and see you next time. Mental illness.